Okay, what is up guys? Welcome to another video, and today we've got episode 1 of Drivecast. Today I'm here with Greg and Jack. Do you want to say hello?
Hi. Oh my god, that sounded like the deadest hi I've ever said
I
in my
think
life.
I think Jack's dead.
Well, no, I'm not!
No, he's not. He's alive. And welcome to the first episode of Drivecast, the podcast where we just kind of talk about random stuff and ramble for a bit. And yeah, again, like I said, here with Greg and CJ. Greg, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sort of. My name is Greg, as you would have guessed. I make Need for Speed videos, and I usually decide not to make videos for a month. So, here you go.
That's Greg. And we also
Hey.
have Craptastic Jack. Do you want to, introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Jack, and I'm just a person and who makes YouTube videos that are about racing games and shit. So yeah.
It's like
This sounds like the most uninteresting part.
I don't care.
and then you've
I
got
just
me.
woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, I can understand that then. Well, and then you've got me. I am Cam, and I'm Indian and make racing videos, and that's basically all there is to me, to be honest. But today we're going to be talking about The Crew, reviewers and how annoying they are, and Horizon 2, and its scam DLC, which is annoying. So, before we get into that, have you guys got any of the topics that you want to add, or is it just them three?
Need for Speed No Limits.
Need Speed No Limits? Okay, we'll talk a bit about that as well.
Need for Speed, the limits that are non-existent.
Like,
Okay.
yep.
Do you want to? Should we talk about Need for Speed No Limits first then? Because I know, Greg, you know quite a bit about this.
Maybe.
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 So, do you want to go first?
I shot. So, EA decided to just make another Need for Speed game, and like when I first saw Need for Speed No Limits on YouTube, like how it was posted out as a straight up game trailer, I thought that holy shit, that must be the next Need for Speed game. And it was like extreme disappointment when I saw that, oh wait, that's just Ken Block in a car with a mobile phone playing a game. I'm like, okay, that's probably the Need for Speed Rivals mobile that we never really got. and it, like, the amount of disappointment in me was just unbelievable. And looking at the comment sections, like, you're either extremely happy for this, that we're getting another mobile Need for Speed game, because there's one thing you're gonna know about Fire Monkeys: if they make a racing game on mobile, it's gonna be absolutely decent. And looking at the gameplay, it is gonna be decent. Like, it's gonna push Asphalt 8 off the top charts, in my opinion. At least that's what I'm hoping it to do, because like, Asphalt 8 does not deserve the pride for being the most popular racing game on mobile.
It's bad.
It's tat. So I'm actually playing that right now. I'm not shitting with you. But you either love the idea or like extremely hate the idea. Like, looking at the like-dislike counter of that video, some people didn't really get what they expected to get, because, as I've said again, like, it looked like an actual reveal trailer for a Need for Speed game, and then like, it isn't one, and everybody's like, why the hell is this being made and not Need for Speed 2015? Like, where's the game? Where are the news? Like, we haven't heard of that bloody game for over half a year now, and it's getting a little irritating, because...
Yeah, I love how the developers said, we're not going silent, and then they go silent.
Yeah, it's so true as well. Like, I think I'm the only person that's heard from Ghost in the past 6 months. Like, and that's because I directly contacted him and just to get, rejected, which was a bit annoying. But yeah.
I guess they're kind of under an NDA by EA, like, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're going to be spreading so much information, then EA were like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah, we need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. You can't spend any information or anything. If you say to someone this is going to happen, then, you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
Basically what they said. To be honest, like, Need for Speed No Limits, I think it's good because it shows the way that Need for Speed's kind of like going in. So it shows that, Need for Speed is going to have like tunes and stuff in.
Yep.
If you know what I mean. Like.
Yeah, it's a good direction. I mean, just going and get like a splash top. What the fuck? That's not what its name is. BlueStacks. You get BlueStacks, and you can technically play the game on a PC too. So there you go. It looks like an absolute like all-out AAA title, in my opinion. Like, it should be released for at least PC or something, like through the Metro app. You know what that is, Jack? the Metro.
Metro app, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
CJ was just dying.
Yeah, I'm putting on some deodorant and some got to my mouth, so.
Ooh.
Like, it's the one where you body sprayed it got in my mouth. But, yeah, with the. That Metro app never works for me for some reason. I don't know why.
Why?
But, I don't know. It just, like, crashes. But, with BlueStacks also is just, like, really shitty quality for me.
It depends really, because like you know how we have Real Racing 3 and Most Wanted, and like I tried Most Wanted, it ran like tat, and like Real Racing 3 got up to like 100 FPS. Like, why? It's even more recent than the other one.
Yeah,
So I'm really hoping that at least we could like emulate the game. That would be awesome.
Because Most Wanted ran like my Most Wanted ran really well on my iPod 4th gen, but then Asphalt 8 came in, it's like lagging everywhere. It's like every 5 seconds. So.
Yeah, Real Racing 3 was like outright unplayable. Like it didn't even bother completing a tutorial to lag my way to victory. But yeah, I'm at least hoping that No Limits would get like a release for the older versions, because I don't buy games on mobile, but I would buy that.
I personally, for me, like I don't play mobile games. It's mainly the way it kind of like the kind of, because it basically No Limits isn't going to be, you know, completely different to what the next Need for Speed game's like, if you know what I mean. It's going to have similar characteristics, and I think that's what kind of, for me, I think that's why I'm happy with how it's turning out. It's because it kind of shares a lot of the characteristics that maybe, you know, your Most Wanted 2 or your Underground 3 might have for Need for Speed 2015.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm looking forward to how it actually turns out. Because if it has customization and if it has tuners, which it looks like to have, then it kind of shows that maybe the next Need for Speed game is going to have that kind of stuff in.
Yeah.
You know what I
Real
mean?
Racing 3 had customization. It had some. As far as I know, you could make like your own videos and everything, and the exact same studio made Real Racing 3. So
Maybe. I mean, I hope so, because it's like tuners on the front and stuff.
Yeah, but isn't Real Racing 3 like a front for like freaking microtransactions or shit?
No, that's Asphalt 8.
Because I hear Real Racing 3 is like one of the worst offenders when it comes to that.
No, it's not. Believe me, I played it, and like, it's not. Well, it has it, but it's not bad. I think you may be mixing it up with GT Racing 2. GT
Yeah,
Racing,
I might be.
that one, like Cam, I know you didn't play that one, but believe me, that game has no community because no one plays it. No one. It's unplayable. Seriously.
Maybe there's no community because everyone bought the microtransactions that unlocks the community, and you just didn't.
Maybe. To be fair, can we talk about microtransactions for a bit? Because they piss me off. I'm sure they piss you guys off as well. Like, how far it's gone now. Like, this isn't just mobile games, it's console games as well. Like, AAA titles, which you pay, like, £50 for. It seems like microtransactions are starting to appear in every single AAA title you pay, you know, $60 or 50 quid for. It's a bit of a joke. Like, let's be honest.
You know what I say? I say a game does not deserve the AAA title if it has microtransactions.
No, it doesn't, because, like, think about it.
It
Like,
doesn't.
why? Okay, so I've bought the Crew, and I'm really looking forward to playing the Crew. I get on PvP, someone bought a LaFerrari, and I'm sitting there with a level 400 Skyline thinking, fuck. Like,
you know what that reminds me of? A game called Combat Arms. It's some sort of COD FPS Counter-Strike hybrid thing.
Yeah, I've played it before.
Like, it was back in the days when it was made. It was one of the best of its MMO FPS genre. It was free, but then it got littered with like microtransactions and was absolutely ruined by it. And now Combat Arms has like no community. But before that, the game was absolutely playable without microtransactions. And then when the like a Viper skin came, for example, that's like some skinny version of the character. They're like more difficult to hit and everything. But when all those things came, the game started slowly receding and became shittier and shittier. And at the end of the day, if you now play Combat Arms and if you don't buy their premium money, you're no one. You're gonna lose every single match.
the thing is, what I'm finding with, especially with like some of these like newer games, is like the microtransactions. Like usually you would think they would like be used to better the game, but they're not. They're just put in there, not even by the developers, but by the publishers, just to get a bit more money.
Yeah.
Like they're not even used towards like the budget or anything like that. They're just used towards, you know, just to get the publishers more money. Like if I was a developer, I wouldn't want microtransactions.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, because these publishers, before, publishers would just be there to publish the game and make money, just simple as that. They probably wouldn't even touch the game in the slightest back in like the 90s, early 2000s. But nowadays, when the publishers are given a game by the developers to publish and put on the market, they're fiddled around with all this weird stuff, like, oh, take this shit out, take this shit out, take all this shit out.
On
like,
this DLC.
like with a developer, they'll put everything into the game. Like the developer for Call of Duty will put all the maps into the game. The publisher will just take them out. Same with like the Crew. The Ivory put probably all the cars in the game, and they're just taking some out just to
get some like
It's
DLC.
extremely noticeable in Horizon 1, like how you have the Nissan Skyline R34, R35, the Silvia, but you don't have the 370Z. Like, what the fuck?
wait.
on.
The
You actually
370Z is DLC.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That's
And
wrong.
one of the Subarus too. Like you know, they belong in a sort of car family, and it's obvious that they made them at the same time, like as in one car family. And like, okay, so we got like 4 cars in this family. Let's sell one of them for the as DLC.
Well, actually, for Forza 4, I didn't realise. I went into like the used game shop, and I was looking at Forza 4, and it was just a normal Forza 4 like box. Like I could probably show you had my webcam on, but obviously I don't. It was just a normal Forza 4 box, and it had Forza 4, and it didn't say anything. And then I didn't realise till I got home it said Essentials Edition, and I didn't have a clue what that meant. I just thought, oh, okay, I guess it's like a limited edition or something. Went home, put it in my Xbox, realised half the cars in the game were DLC, and I paid for the normal Forza 4 disc.
Jesus.
So the M3 GTR, that's DLC. The R33, that's DLC. The Supra DLC. You know, just countless cars. And even Forza 5, like it happens all the time with Forza 5. Half the cars are DLC. Like none of you guys have got an Xbox One, but for everyone who has got an Xbox One, you'll know. Literally half of that car's game, half of the game's cars is DLC in Forza 5.
Where the hell did my peso go? The hell?
The fuck?
What the fuck's peso?
It was Mexican currency, and I had some, and I just dropped it. And
Why the fuck have you got Mexican currency?
I don't know. I just had it. I just found it in my room one day. I'm like, oh, Mexican currency. Here we are. Yay.
This is just a random thing, you know, nothing to do with racing or anything. But
Yeah,
I found this article, and it's literally, and you guys know well, not beggars on the street, but the guys who play music on the middle of the street to get money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, click on that article. Basically,
Strike me pink, my motherfucking phone.
that's an article about someone in Cardiff who played music on the middle of the street to get an Xbox One. Tried to make 500 quid to get an Xbox One, and he was 7 years old, and he was playing a violin on the middle of the street with his sister. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know, like that's just a random. I'll put it in the description as well so you guys can read it.
Okay.
Like little kids, 7-year-old kids with his 25-year-old sister playing a violin on the street to get an Xbox.
Well, if mommy doesn't do it, fuck it, I'll do it myself then.
Like that's mad. 500 quid, and they got 500 quid.
Damn, son.
That's mad. I don't know. Like I just thought I'd share that because that is pretty
That moment when your phone starts ringing.
pretty weird.
Yeah.
500 quid. I mean, all I'm saying is when I'm 7 years old, I was not on that grind. When I'm 7 years old, I was not trying to get 500 quid to play for an Xbox.
And some people are just, you know, they like to
Desperate, yeah.
grind.
And they like the real life grind.
When I was 7 years old, I was chilling playing with my Matchbox cars.
Oh my god! Back in the day with the Matchbox cars.
I had some of those Matchbox style cars that had the brand Burago on them. It was such high quality. It was like
I was Hot Wheels back in the day. I wasn't Matchbox.
Oh,
Hot Wheels was too unrealistic for me.
Oh, you were one of them people. You were one of them people. You Matchbox elitists.
but not all of them are like that. Like I have a few. Like I have a Hot Wheels Dodge Challenger 2010 from back then.
As if you
2010.
still remember.
I
I
have
can't
a-
remember.
I have a giant ass tub full of Matchbox cars. 2 of them.
Two
giant
tubs.
tubs. Yeah.
You used to be able to get I'm not sure like what the currency was in like abroad, but you used to be able to get one car for £1. I remember that. And every week I used to go down to the shop and get a car every single week. Jesus, that must have gone on for like 4 years. Oh, I spent so much money on Matchbox
200 cars. 200 cars then.
Yeah, literally. Like, if you just find them scattered around the house, like in different locations. Like, you know, in the crew, you get barn finds.
Yeah.
It's literally like that around the house with Matchbox cards. Like, in my head, it's just like, ding! You found one out of like 600.
Three is like 1 out of 3,000 or something.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just something I thought I'd share.
Funny thing how I have my old Hot Wheels Ford GT 40 MK1 on my...
Did you guys just have Scale Electrics as well?
I don't know what that is.
Scale Electrics, it's like where you used to make a track, and you used to have like a car and it used to go around the track and you could race because you had 2 lanes sort of thing. You never had that?
Oh, I had one!
You had one? You know what I'm on about? Oh, that reaction! Someone needs to meme that reaction. But yeah, those were sick. Those are the shit. I had a Top Gear one, and that was so cool.
I had some Chinese one, but it was the shit. Like, oh god.
I had the carpet.
It was so unbelievably expensive here. Like,
was it?
Oh, it was really expensive here. A lot of things were incredibly expensive here around that time because like we were freshly broken up from the communist thing. Like, I don't know what that was, but we didn't have a lot of Western shit around, and everything was so rare. Like PlayStation 1s, you didn't see them in every household, you see.
But by the way, guys, if you didn't already know, Greg lives in Hungary, so things are, you know, in the shitter there right now, to say it simply. And but yeah, Scale Electric, not to dampen on the mood, Scale Electrics were sick. They were sick. Anyway, CJ, this is kind of mainly me and you, because me and you actually played the crew. Obviously, Greg can give us opinions on what we say and, you know, what he's heard.
I've seen some streams.
But we can, you know, just talk about the crew for a bit, because I actually got some patch notes and stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the crew, you know, since this is like a new podcast and we haven't talked about it like since, let's talk about the first impressions. So, CJ, what are your first impressions of the crew?
The crew is, to me, an outstanding racing game, but you can see there are some notable flaws and shit. And a lot of shit is just caused by Uplay, which is shit. And yeah, it's just utter shit. You could take a towel, pile it up with shit, and eat it, and it would be less shitty than Uplay. But yeah, but
actually, hold on. Sorry for interrupting. That reminds me of a thing that I've done today. Today I was like, yes, I am going to buy Assassin's Creed 3 off Uplay. I start Uplay, the store glitches, my idea doesn't happen. Wait to make a customer flee, Uplay.
Uplay is not very good, but that's not about the crew. We're talking about the crew.
I know, but like Uplay.
Anyway, CJ, carry on.
The crew is just with Uplay, it's just simply craptastic. But with the crew, it's a really good racing game. You can tell there was a lot of effort. You can tell the developers put their soul, their time, their well-being into this game to make it everything they could. And then Ubisoft just comes in, just puts it under and just starts waterboarding it with all this freaking lava and microtransactions and shit, and then sells it out, pushes it out on the market. And
so
it's really
out of 10?
It's really quite sad, really, to see them do that. But other than that, there are some notable flaws, like the police being horrible, like absolutely not.
Which is actually being patched in an upcoming patch.
Yeah, hopefully. The rubber banding again is being patched. Lack of vinyls and stuff. I hear. Actually, Julian just tweeted me on Twitter today, telling me how they took note of that. And some other small things. But other than that, I feel it's a pretty well done racing game.
So out of 10, first impressions. Are these final impressions? Maybe, I don't know.
These aren't in final impressions. I mean, until they fix a lot of stuff, it'd be an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So my first impressions. So I would say, as of now, this is like my final impression of the current build sort of thing. Until they obviously update it with, you know, like a vinyl editor and cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
But currently, right now, I would say that the crew's it's a firm 7.5 out of 10. You know, it's actually really good. I like how fluent the game runs. You know, you have trouble running into like PvP lobbies and, you know, faction lobbies, and the always online's not great. Like, you get kicked on a daily basis. But overall, I would say it's a solid 7.5 out of 10. If I had to pick between that and Horizon now, I don't know which one I would pick, to be honest. After kind of playing both through, finishing the story for both, and, you know, literally putting a lot of hours into both, I don't know which one I would personally pick. I think both are good, and I think both games, like, so what Horizon 2 does well, the crew doesn't do well, and what the crew does well, Horizon 2 doesn't do well, sort of thing. But overall, besides the PvP issues with the matchmaking and the balancing, you know, the lack of customization, which I thought was a bit disappointing. I thought the story was good. I thought the story was actually like the best one we've had in like ages for a racing game, probably since Midnight Club, LA.
I think Driver San Francisco.
I didn't play Driver. I didn't play Driver, but yeah, I think it's the best story we've had in a while. I also thought that, you know, the physics were quite good as well. I think this game really is like, it's either, you know, hit or miss for certain people. Like, if you like it, you're gonna love it, but then if you don't like it, you're gonna really hate the game in a way.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been seeing with reviews. Like, people either hate it or love it. It's like Marmite. Like, you're either on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence. Me, I would say I'm on the 7.5 side. Like, I think it's good. I think it's definitely worth it. But
what's your like major gripe with the game?
Major gripe is PvP matchmaking and how it's not balanced.
Yeah. For me,
and the lack of tuners as well.
My major gripe for the game would have to be there aren't enough freaking races. There isn't enough actual racing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the missions are just like, go over here, take down this guy.
In the actual story.
Go over here, smash all these crates that were somehow placed dramatically along this one route.
Oh yeah, and well, I guess another gripe is what you have to do after the game is completed. So that's faction missions and PvP and exploring.
Yeah.
Like that it?
Have something like more racing.
Like
Joyriding. That's why it keeps Horizon alive for me. Joyriding.
Because, like, the thing is, on the crew, like, only one PvP lobby works, so you can't explore the vast, you know, like, variety of PvP lobbies, because only one works, and that's Detroit.
Yeah. Actually, I've gotten Los Angeles one to work somehow. And that one's actually pretty good, especially in the circuit spec ones where you're in, like, the Central Valley on that long straight road that curves. Like,
for me personally, like, on the PS4 and PC versions I've played, it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you do get into PvP eventually, it's boring because you always lose because it's unfair. You know, and unless you spend literally what it would take at least a day to get a fully maxed out car, it's simply not fair.
Yeah.
But it's still great. Like, it's got a lot of customization. You know, more so than we've seen recently, body customization wise in many other racing games. You know, physics are great. The world's absolutely fucking huge.
There's no Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no Pennsylvania. That's poor for CJ. But overall, I really like it. I think it's good. Greg,
Mexico DLC. I want to
Canada DLC.
Greg, so from what you've actually seen, I know you haven't seen much, so you're gonna have to like kind of you're gonna have to wing it. But what did you actually think of the crew?
I say if I had the money, I would buy that over Horizon right now in this moment, because, well, currently not just that I lack a normal looking TV, it just kind of recently in recent days it started interesting me a little, but overall I haven't seen anything, and I am not going to see anything of that game apart from occasional streams from Cam, because I don't want to be someone who wants the game. I don't want to be hyped for the game, because I know that I currently cannot go out there to GameStop, maybe because we don't have GameStop over here, to buy the game itself. I can't just go and do that. And if I want something, if I'm hyped for something, I'm going to be, you know, desperate to get that specific thing, and I don't want that. So my knowledge on the crew is pretty minimal. Like, all I know about the game is what these guys tell me, and of what I've heard so far, I say the game is definitely worth the money. Just that microtransactions, the PvP, the idea of grinding, and of course the lack of single player is...
I know, yeah.
Well, it has got
it's-
single player, but it hasn't got single player at the same time, sort of thing.
You
know
you
what I mean?
can't go offline.
Exactly. That's the problem. And like, for some people, let's say you've got the crew, right? And if you don't have Xbox Live Gold, in case you're on that side of the thing,
I was under that side because I didn't have PlayStation
But yeah.
Plus for a week. Yeah.
and you can't play the game because but like at least it would throw you into a kind of version where it's only you.
Oh, you
and
can
there's
play
no
it, but you just can't
online.
access any of the like PvP faction missions.
But
The
yeah,
hell is-
like faction missions. There you go. So you can't really progress with the game at all.
Like you can only do missions and skill challenges, which isn't that great, really.
It's just like it's like you know you were given Forza Horizon, but like absolutely no multiplayer, and you would only have the races, but the festival races, and absolutely nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
It would make the game incredibly boring. Like you're done with it, and then what the fuck do you do?
Wait,
Like,
Greg, have you seen Horizon 2 then?
I have seen some of Horizon 2, like I've seen some of Slap's compilations, I think it was his. That's what really got me, like, how good the drift controls are, because I'm in love with drifting in Horizon, and as far as I can see, drifting is even easier in Horizon 2, like, it's
Yep.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna drift around every corner. And
So
that's
you
what I
really
want.
want an Xbox One and you really want
Yeah.
Horizon 2.
Yeah, one day.
One day.
Well,
When do you reckon that
you know,
day will be?
Probably in a year.
A year's
It's-
time? To be honest, I still think Horizon will be strong in a year's time, as would the crew, depending on how Need for Speed 2015 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I'm actually, thinking about is that, right now, this PC, I don't know if it's like a really good combination of the things that the guy built it for me from, but like with this new video card in, like, if it runs Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 at like solid 60, I think it should be able to run the newest Need for Speed game when it comes out, at least at a considerably okay frame rate. I mean, think about
What
it.
do you guys think the next Need for Speed is going to be like?
I've absolutely no clue.
No
That's-
clue.
It's just,
Yeah.
that's the worst about it. I've no clue what it's going to be like, and like at the
Okay,
same
okay,
time.
let me rephrase that question. What do you
But yeah.
want it to be?
That's a different thing. Yeah, because like what I wanted to say, you see, at the same time, I'm dying of curiosity and not giving a fuck. At the same time, it's like, oh, what is it gonna be? They're gonna sort it anyways. It's gonna be good. It's alright. But like, I can't think of anything else. They've done everything. What else can they do? Fuse some games together? There you go.
But what would your ideal Need for Speed 2015 be?
Just if they would fuse almost all of the Need for Speed games into one. Like, if it would be a game that's good for everybody. And like, I don't only mean the gameplay and the features the game brings. I also mean the systems. Like, if there would be some sort of equality between the systems, because like, just like with like Undercover's PlayStation 2 and V version, GameCube. I don't know if they got a GameCube release, but like the last gen release of Undercover was like entirely different game. And what I've heard of so far is that, like for example, the crew on 360 doesn't have a cockpit view. I mean, that is a huge minus for me. That is.
Does it?
It doesn't. Like, as
I
far
didn't
as
know
I've-
that.
as far as I've heard, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Daz told me. I'm not sure which one of the guys, but someone told me. And like, if that's true, that for me would be a giant disappointment, because I don't like using the back camera, I don't like using the hood camera, I don't like using the front bumper camera.
You're not using the back camera.
No,
I'm a big fan of the third person camera.
it's
Although I do drive best in the cockpit view for some
Yeah.
reason.
but it does. That's why I like it too. I like to drive in a decent way and like to keep it realistic as much as
I
possible.
like looking at the car because like there's no point customizing a car and then not looking at it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
apart from if you want to be some sort of wannabe big shot.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I like it.
but yeah, it's like a good thing, but like the inability to put yourself in the car and like why? What's the point?
Yeah.
It runs pretty well already.
Okay, should we quickly run across the patch notes, CJ, and then we'll go on to something else that Greg can actually talk about?
I
Okay.
thought we
Okay.
already had things I could talk about because we were done with the no limits part.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, should we quickly run across the patch notes then? So, Okay, so the crew is getting a patch in January. It's going to be fixing some of the game's problems, including the AI in chase missions, rubber banding, collisions, PvP. They're also going to be adding some car specs, colours, stickers, and a new PvP mode. Opinions, I guess. Like, what do you think of the... Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you think of the rubber banding, CJ? Because me and you got very annoyed that night.
Yeah, rubber banding's not up to par, and it's not that good.
So I take it you're glad that they're actually gonna like nerf it in a way.
Oh yeah, I am pleased because, to be fair, the rubber banding.
Hold on, that's so heavy. Swallow what you're drinking, / eating first, and then because like that was the heaviest.
Was I heard that.
That was the heaviest swallow I've heard all week.
All right, but yeah, with the crew, the rubber banding, especially when we were trying to do that one mission, is absolutely dreadful and unforgiving. To be fair, like they'll just ram me off the road for no bloody reason, and it's like really just programmed to be kind of cheating. I feel it's worse than Most Wanted 2005's cheating AI.
Most of 2005?
Yeah, the AI in that game, like really.
Yeah, it's a cock. Like if you've seen that shitty Let's Play I've been doing, some of my reactions were priceless in that one.
What?
I don't want to like just do that again, but I didn't play through the game. Nope, I gave up. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna download a 100% save and wreck some cops.
Fair enough. To be fair, like I can't recall.
Like it's good. It doesn't make the game bad. Like it makes the game challenging and it makes it better, but it's so not suitable for a Let's Play. Like most of the Need for Speed games, in my opinion, are just like, apart from if they're rage games like Rivals, Most Wanted, maybe The Run, they're rage games. You see, you're gonna get pissed off if you crash, but it's
That's
still,
what I like, though. That's what I
Yeah.
like. Like, if you mess up, you're gonna get punished for it. Unlike Rivals, where if you go around a corner and you crash, you're probably gonna catch up because you get literally like twice the amount of NOS
Yeah.
to catch up with the AI, which I like that. I like the fact there's a certain skill to it which isn't like available in the other games. What I have noticed though in Underground, because I'm doing like a Let's Play on that, which I haven't done in a while, which I was actually recording for. What I have noticed in that game is once you get past a certain point, the AI just give up.
I've noticed that.
Is that dead?
No.
Yeah, like the AI just give up. Like they're just like, you know what, screw this, and then you're like 30 seconds ahead.
Let's booger off. This guy's already won.
Literally. Anyway, should we talk about since we've gone through the patch notes, kind of? should we talk about the reviewers and reviews and how they're all being paid by EA? And
Oh god.
Wait, they're being paid by EA to write shit about Ubisoft.
yeah. Should we talk
Is
about
that
that?
true?
Greg,
Is that actually true?
Greg,
I'm not really up to date
Greg,
about
this
this.
is a pretty good theory.
It's a theory. It's a theory.
Oh.
It's IGN theories with Greg and CJ.
You see, Mystery City is not in San Juan. It's in Rockport.
No, Mystery City's in Pennsylvania. You got it all wrong.
No one's gonna get. I actually don't get that joke, but I do get that
It's
joke.
good. It's good.
It's a good joke.
I'm not proud of that video. So.
What if I told you that Ryan Cooper was the male mayor of Mystery City?
Well, I would stab you. I flew off the map in Asphalt 8. Now I'm lost.
Okay, so I'll quickly give some background to reviewers, because obviously, Greg, you don't really know. So basically,
They're shit.
that basically did a shit. They make games, well, they review games even, and they don't really understand what the game's about. They don't actually review it. Like with the crew, I was watching this one guy, and he was like, "Oh look, the NOS doesn't even work." You know, when you use your NOS, it actually revs. It revs on the rev counter. If you hold A down, it's gonna rev on the rev counter because you can't gear up. Like, you need to let the time. You need to let, especially if you're in automatic, you need to gear up. if you're just holding down A, you're not gonna get past Gear 4. Like, it just doesn't work. And this one guy from IGN was like, "Oh, look at the rubber banding. The NOS doesn't work." Like
the rubber banding, the NOS doesn't work. What the hell?
He's like, look how fast he's going. The NOS doesn't work, and he was just holding down A, and it was revving on Gear 4, and I was thinking, oh my god, you are a downer. Like, this is not funny. And then I'm watching Horizon, and he's thinking, oh my god, this game is so diverse, and there is so many events that you can do. No, it's all race. It's all race. Like, literally, it's go point from A to B, and then drive to your next event. And then, once you've done a whole loop of all the events, they do the same events again! How is that variety? And then you complain that the crew is linear and has no variety? I tell you what, smashing through a box, I don't have to pay for DLC for that, unlike Horizon, where I have to pay for DLC for that. You know? Reviewers are idiots. And I am so annoyed because, you know, a game like The Crew gets a 6 out of 10, and then COD gets another 10 out of 10 every single year. And it just...
Ghost got like an 8 out of 10 last year by IGN, but yet a good game like The Crew gets like a 6 or 5 out of 10.
So, and it's how...
Look, the thing is, like, my theory behind IGN, you see, is that they rate the mainstreamness of the game, not the actual quality. That's the problem. That's the problem. The more mainstream the game is, the higher score it's going to receive, and the bigger studio it is at, that's again the higher rating it's going to receive. But like what I see is that, you know, racing is not really like an existing subgenre in when it comes to IGN's reviewers. Like, they don't have people reviewing racing games specifically for reviewing racing games. It's like, it feels like you got some MLG, Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield champion reviewing Super Mario Bros. 64 or something. Like, they're like, what they know about this genre and what they know about like what should be done well and how things work. It's like their knowledge required to review this specific product is like miles away.
Yeah.
And it's like what the fuck? Don't you just hire some people who actually know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that fat guy from GameSpot? He used to review the older Need for Speed games.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure.
Jeff?
Is it Jeff?
Is it the one who got fired because he gave this one game a bad review?
Is it Jeff? It might be Jeff.
It might be.
He got fired?
Yeah, he got fired because he gave Kane and Lynch Dog Days a shit review of a 6 out of 10, and then the people who made that game didn't like it, so they got him fired, and now he works at Giant Bomb.
Oh, what? He was a hardcore racing guy. You could tell he knew his shit.
Jeff? Jeff I know because he reviewed Midtown Madness 3, and he...
Oh, Midtown Madness.
He reviewed all the Need for Speed games, and he did a really good job. Like, he pointed out the flaws, you know. But when you get, like, Don Matrick, or whatever his bloody name is, saying, I can't bloody boost because the NOS doesn't work, and the rubber banding is rubbish because the NOS doesn't work, that annoys me. Like, oh.
Bet he doesn't drive stick.
And the thing is, like, reviewers nowadays, it's just like, people pay so much more attention to him as well. Like, nowadays, people pay so much more attention to reviewers, it kind of puts more weight on their shoulders in a way, and they don't know anything about racing games, so they can't make a valid assumption, you know, and it deters people away from a good game.
Yeah. Actually, let me tell you a not so recent thing that happened with like a different genre. Do you guys know Medal of Honor Warfighter? Mm-hmm. And you know how there's no new Medal of Honor game? There wasn't a new one in 2013 and shit. Like, the whole genre just stopped now, that franchise. What happened is that, I don't know, I think it was around IGN, I don't know where this actually was reviewed at first, but the Medal of Honor Warfighter was killed by the reviewing community because someone, I think, as I've said before, I'm not exactly sure, over at IGN was like, they gave the game a very bad review, while the game actually, in my opinion, is a lot more decent than Call of Duty itself. And, like, the game has, like, you can feel that the game has been made by the developers to entertain you, not to, you know, farm some more money. Like, it has it has more customization to your gun than Pro Street has customization to your videos, and that's a big thing I've said. seriously, you can, like, no two guns are the same if you unlock everything. And, like, you can see that that game had effort in it. And then someone over at IGN went on, gave it a bad review because he was pissed off at the players, because in that game you either win or get beaten the shit out of. And, like,
but that's another thing. Like, if there's a really big skill gap, like the crew, in some cases, when you actually faced in a a fair lobby, or Halo, or not COD so much, because COD has not got a skill gap anymore. Reviewers will hate the game because they, especially with racing games, because they can't play it.
Exactly, and you see this is how one person killed an entire franchise and, like, the success of an actually really good and decent twin of Call of Duty. And, like, it pisses me off how they can just do this while they have absolutely no skill to play the game. And, like, it's just that who are they to judge?
Yeah,
I understand that they're reviewers, but it's basically like having, let's say some concert, right? You're some musician, you're having a concert. Some big guy like Rob Swy comes up to you and is like, "Look, guys, his music sucks." From that point on, your reputation's gone, and you basically are going to stop touring forever. That's like the IRL equivalent of this. And this is something that they could easily do to racing, and they're doing to racing right now.
Because the thing is, like, when this guy over here is saying, "I can't complete any of the events, it's too hard, I can't boost."
Too hard! That's like one
too
complaint
hard
that I don't understand.
It's too hard to get money, it's,
Too
I
hard
can't
to get
boost.
money.
Look how the
I
rubber
don't know how to
banding...
get to the perk selection.
Look how bad the rubber banding is. I can't boost up to this guy. You're revving at gear 4, lad. Like, stuff like that. It really annoys me. I just don't... It is genuinely killing a franchise. People need to stop caring about reviews.
Yeah, the IGN and GameSpot reviews are utterly bullshit, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, they complain how it's too hard to get money, and at the same time, they're not using any of the perks that they got, and that they're complaining that the missions are too hard, they're not doing any of the skills to boost up their cars. So, yeah, that's one of the complaints I see all the time on the Steam forums, to be fair, is missions are too hard! Missions are too hard! Missions are too hard!
Missions are too hard. Missions are not hard.
Okay, we get it. But then again, when it comes to the bitching of Asphalt, it's still one of the most popular racing games of the entire generation.
Well, it's because...
Moreover, it probably is the most popular racing game of the generation, because it's available everywhere, and is free, and looks decent, and plays decent for about 2 days, and then becomes the most disgusting.
It's mobile though. Ooh.
I'm playing this on PC. It looks like a PC game. It has PC controls. It has good optimization. So it's a PC game now.
It's a It's a mobile game. It's made by a mobile developer. It's made by a mobile. It's a mobile developer. It's made by a mobile developer. You can't argue with that.
But what about Brain Challenge? Gameloft released that on Xbox 360, so it became an Xbox 360 title.
What's Brain Challenge?
It's a shitty game, but it's made by...
Exactly, because it's a mobile game.
But just because it's mobile doesn't mean it's shitty.
No,
but believe me, this one does not play like a mobile game. Like, I actually do feel like playing an actual AAA title when I'm playing this. Like, I can see that they've put their soul in Asphalt 8 when it was made, but then shit happened, and now it's a mess, and the game is gonna be pushed off its throne with Need for Speed No Limits coming along. Woohoo!
Okay, so FH2 Storm Island. Now, I'm the only one with an Xbox One here, but none of us here have played that.
Wait, I have an Xbox One if you're talking about the original.
No.
God. That's Xbox Classic, Jack.
I'm sorry. Xbox Classic.
The PlayStation has the one thing. Like, I have a PS1. Like, not with the number, with the words one.
Yeah,
and, like,
I know what that is, actually.
It's small.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like the one where it's rounded on the sides and like...
Yeah, and you can, like, fit it in a big jacket pocket.
For just sake!
CJ, you need to be more professional for his podcast.
We got carried away pretty easily. See, this is why I don't do commentaries. Like, I start talking about a topic, and like 2 minutes after, I'm talking about burritos.
No, it's fun. Anyway, FH2 Storm Island. So I'm the only one on Xbox One. Still haven't played it, and I want to say it's absolutely disgusting. The pure advertisement. There's advertisements on the loading screens.
Oh God.
Like, it says FH2 Storm Island on the loading screens.
Oh, you know who? What did that before? What really pissed me off? Burnout Paradise with the island.
Big Storm Island. But Big Storm Island was actually a really good DLC.
But like, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
When I start the game, I don't see Burnout Paradise. I see Burnout Paradise. Welcome to the fuck knows what the name of
Big
the
Surf
island
Island.
is. Big Surf. Welcome to Big Surf Island. I'm like, when I've downloaded the patch, I was like, holy shit. Oh my god, it's in the game. When I opened the map, I'm like, holy shit, there's Big Surf Island. It's on the map. It's in the game. I can see it from here. Let's go. Let's enter Big Island. Buy DLC? Are you fucking kidding me?
I bought it. So, yeah. And I honestly would say Big Surf Island is like worth that 10 quid you spend on it. Like, genuinely.
What?
Big Surf Island was a really, really good DLC. But FH2 Storm Island, no.
I don't know anything about. So
You get 10 cars and a new area, which is basically the same as Horizon 2's area, just all off-road.
Oh.
And that's it, really. And some new events.
There are no actual roads.
I think there are a few, but I haven't actually been on it, so I don't
Like
know.
off-road only. I mean, that's a pretty lame.
Oh yeah,
concept.
quote-unquote enhanced weather, even though you can't really get more enhanced than a storm, really. Like, not much more you can do when I can see the puddles in the fucking floor. But, yeah. Overall, it's a scam. And then this all comes back to this point of DLC just being a scam.
Well,
Yeah.
if I ever made a game, I would call the DLC expansion pack, and I would sell that retail in store on disc, and I wouldn't store it on the bloody game disc.
Yeah.
Expansion pack.
Like how Rockstar does their DLC, especially when we saw with Grand Theft Auto 4, we had episodes from Liberty City,
Exactly.
which is like, yeah, that's DLC done right.
Yeah, that's not DLC if you think about it, because it's not specifically downloadable from that point on, but like expansion pack. That's it.
Yeah.
That's its name. Use it right.
Yeah,
And
it
like,
came with like 60 missions.
and you know how like the whole concept of DLC is basically expansion pack, but like if you think about it, DLC is the lazy way to distribute an expansion pack. It's like DLC, its name has downloadable in it. So if we don't have to, if we want to have like expansion pack distributed properly, we print discs, we make boxes and like sell it retail to stores and like all the hassle about it. And like with DLC, you can just like finish it, upload it to Steam or Xbox Live or PSN. There you go, DLC.
Yeah.
You can get it done in just a few hours, and like the other procedure is a lot more expensive and everything. But you see, if you have it in your hands, even the DLC, you have it in your hands, it has a value, and that is what gaming's missing. That is why I don't want to buy digital games on PC, for example, anymore, because I don't see the value. Like, it's not in my hands, and it's like not something that I can see myself that I have. Like, it's mine. It's just like,
You bought the license to play it.
Yeah.
I have the license to play it. I have the license to download it off the servers, and I have the license to just wipe my ass with it.
But you don't own it.
I don't have it. Like, it's not in my hands.
Like, if your Steam account gets banned, it's all over.
Well, I've
Actually, if you get your
experienced.
Steam account banned, I think you still get to play all your games just offline. You can't.
You
play
know,
with people.
that reminds me of the time when I've had 60 digital games and they banned me off of Xbox Live for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2014 May. Holy fuck! I hate the thought of that. I've
Says it
killed
all, really.
so much money into that collection. So much money was killed into it. And, like, it's all gone. All the gamer score. And like, you see, I'm grateful that I've kept my word and I've bought all of my Call of Duty games and all of my Need for Speed games on disc. Because now I can still play them again. And my collection wasn't instantly empty the second I started playing on Xbox again.
Yep.
So there you go.
It's
And,
like, it's just, it annoys me.
But all of my DLCs are gone. Even the Black Ops 2 Seasons Pass. And that is where we come back to expansion pack. If I had an expansion pack, I could still play the Seasons Pass DLCs that I've purchased myself. Basically, if you buy DLC, you get banned off the platform, you get scammed, you get your money stolen back from you.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you did actually agree their terms of service. It does state that you are going to lose the things you have paid for when you get banned, because a DLC is not a product, a DLC is a service. And if you get denied from the service, you get denied from the DLC where you've paid for, which, as I've said again, the DLC is not a product, the DLC is a service. And that's, I say, what makes the DLC a disgusting publishment tactic.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of DLC. No.
We've gone a little deep with this one, but you get the point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like disgusts me. Like, do you have any idea how many weeks of not eating anything at school, saving every single cent up? Like, the grind is real.
I did that to get the crew.
It took me 7 weeks.
And I've got it right here in my hands now for PS4. Even though it came late, I've got it in my hands, and I've got a digital copy which I had to buy because it didn't show up.
Yeah, and you see, it took me 7 weeks of being really fucking hungry at school, like, and it's gone. It's gone because it's a service, not a product. And that's what I find disgusting in DLC. And that's why I am not gonna buy digital games ever again. I don't care if G2A sells it for like half the amount. If I have it in my hands, it's my game, it's what I'm happy for, and that's what I like.
Okay. So before we round off the podcast, I've got a question which I used to ask in my old podcast to every single guest that used to come on. If you guys weren't already aware.
But we're not guests. You're
not guests. Exactly. You need to pass, my personal instinctual test, only for my own personal use.
Wait, why are you giving the test if we all came up with this podcast?
No, it's not to pass the podcast, it's just to, like,
I didn't understand the question. Like,
because I haven't asked it yet. Okay, so, I might have asked you this before, I don't know. But this is the question. This is just a question. So, you have a mermaid. One half has to be human, the other half has to be mermaid. Which half do you pick and why? And you know what you're doing to this mermaid.
Strike me pink, but I think I would go with the mermaid because then.
No, like which half? So top half fish or bottom half fish?
I would be how about I would just be bottom half fish, so that way I could just like put on like strap myself to like a car and just like drive myself everywhere.
You're stuck on an island with this mermaid to do very intentional and sexual things with this mermaid, and you are gonna drive around with what?
The island can have roads because it could be built up. It could be Hawaii for all we know, but
you have Test Drive Unlimited for
that. Yeah, we're on the island of Test Drive Unlimited, and
So you have bottom half fish.
Bottom half fish. So I could just strap myself to a car and just drive everywhere. Never have to walk again.
I don't get that. I genuinely don't get that.
I don't get the logic behind both the question and the answer.
Okay, so Greg, you're stuck on an island with a mermaid. You need to give this mermaid what she wants. Do you have top half fish or bottom half fish?
Bottom half fish. Fuck yes.
So you'd have top half human.
Oh.
Yep. Never have to walk again.
Okay, fair enough.
Fuck around the pussy.
Well, you can't. Because it's fish. I've actually had people answer that and say top half fish.
So they could fuck around the pussy?
They would, but they would be looking at a fish head. They'd be looking at a fish head. Just think about that.
Oh my god! How would I get a booty like that? Okay, sorry, we've gone too far with this.
But I had to ask that. Just So CJ's answer was bottom half because he could get strapped to a car, and CJ and then Greg was like top half. No, bottom half, so he could fuck her right in a pussy, even though there is no pussy. Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, did you seriously actually just ask that, or did I get, like, incredibly drunk?
No, I genuinely just asked that.
Oh, okay, that's a joke.
My answer would be top half, because obviously that's human. You could possibly talk to the mermaid. If it's fish, it's just gonna be like flapping around like flapping around like a fish.
Oh god.
So you can't really talk to like a flapping fish. Like you can actually talk to a top half of a human. So because you're gonna get bored on this island. Like you know once you do the deed, you're gonna be stuck there with this mermaid. You know if it was just a fish.
Actually, strap me to a boat so I could sail back to.
There'd be nothing, just sand, like a pineapple tree, and this mermaid.
An Xbox One, maybe.
And an Xbox and a TV.
No, there's no cable service there, so you
A
can't.
TV which is hooked up to, like to the pineapple tree.
That's how you get your power on this island. Fifth world country.
And that's it. And then this mermaid, which you have to live with for the rest of your life.
But what if the mermaid starts doing mean things to me? Can I kill
Like
it?
it starts
then?
like hitting you?
What if it's scary? Can I kill it then?
Fucking skin the bitch and eat it.
No,
No, because you have to eat pineapples the rest of your life.
I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just.
I would make the best mermaid pineapple soup ever.
How about since I'm half fish, I'll just swim to the mainland.
You're not half fish. Oh, you don't understand the question.
Oh, God, Jack.
It's okay. So you're on this island. You're you. You have a full body. You're on an island with a pineapple tree, an Xbox, and some sand. And then there's a mermaid, a companion, your wife. She has to be top half fish or bottom half fish, and you have to make mermaid babies. What do you do?
I just like knock her out and turn her into a boat and sail to the mainland.
Oh my god.
You've got me crying.
So I don't get the process of how you would turn a mermaid into a boat. Like what?
It just works.
You know what I would do? I would go up to the mermaid and it would say, meow.
CJ, would you sell it for DLC? Mermaid boat DLC.
Now, boat spec mermaid DLC for the crew.
Did you guys realize that we talked about this idiotic topic more than Need for Speed No Limits?
Fact, I'm just gonna.
And then I'm gonna sell the pineapples I get for DLC as well.
I must be really fucking drunk.
I actually feel like dizzy. And that, guys, will round it up for the first episode of Drivecast. That actually had nothing to do with driving towards the end, but
Oh shit!
I think
Why did I buy Colin McRae Rally on Steam?
You just bought that?
Is it a good game, maybe?
Oh
But yeah.
shit! I'm accidentally going to install this.
Holy
Not
shit!
really.
Did you know that that's a mobile game that got ported to
Yeah, I
PC,
know.
Oh god.
which is a remake of the second one and has the shittiest optimization I've ever seen. You know what?
cool.
I'm downloading off your Steam. I'm downloading that off your Steam right now. Holy
I'm
fuck.
going to be playing. I'm gonna be recording content from it. So yeah, that's the only reason why I bought it.
Anyways,
Okay.
can
better
I
have mermaid
can I end this now? We've been going for an
End
hour.
this.
Okay, like any longer, my render's gonna literally take 2 days, and I can't have that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Drivecast. If you did, make sure to go visit all our channels down in the description. Subscribe, and we shall see you in the next episode next week.
Bye.
Bye,
God,
baby.
Jack, why did you have to burp at the last second? Like, that's just why.